All right, we have Obnixilis Unshackled. Oh, yeah. With the Piss Lance. All right. My name's Corey. Okay. Deep breath. Calm down. I like trying to use Ob's search ping to kill my opponents, but I'm lacking in the department to keep him on the field for long enough for this to happen. So if possible, maybe ways to keep him protected and make my opponent search. Other than that, I like the demon and making my opponent sack stuff. To be honest, I rarely win with this deck, and it seems to underperform, but it's my favorite deck, so winning would be nice. Not sure what UB means, Universe is Beyond. But all in, no restrictions. Just want to make sure how this deck, how to make this deck better, even at the cost of my friends and my wallet. Make opponents search and sack so I can feel something. P.S. I have a few cards in the considering section I've been thinking about adding. So, first things first. Really don't like the Lotus here. I would honestly rather like Thrine Dynamo's good. We do need to ramp somewhat. I think ramp should be one of your last priorities though. 35 lands is a fucking war crime, by the way, dude. We're gonna have to fix that one. So let's get rid of Painful Quandary. It's just kind of here. I'm gonna get rid of anything that just feels like it's kind of here. Yeah, Cage Sun out as well, because we're already casting our commander at that point. That's fun. I'll let you keep it. Ugh. Let's see. I'm probably getting rid of Demon of Loathing. It's just 7 mana for a demon that just like needs to hit someone after you cast it. Like, oh my god. I like Archfiend despite if we can make the madness cost work. This is fun. It's not good. I like the demon stuff you're trying to do. I just think this demon, high mana demon stuff is going to be conflicting so hard with what you want to be doing with Obnixilis. Let's see. Sword Markov's pretty good. I like that it sets up the Ob. Don't like Mirror. I think I'd almost always rather you not be on Dorks and instead be on Rocks. Like, I'm even going to give you a, Wayfarer's Bauble. Yeah, like, can I move you off of Demon's Matter, please? Is that okay? Like, I think we're just trying to do stuff that's too cute. Like, we can have some Demon's Matter stuff, but, like, most of it is, like, yeah, like, Malarin needs to go in. That's happening. And so is the new Lorwyn card. Yeah, that we're going to get to that. Let's start with cuts first. Yeah, whatever works. Okay, great. So, we're starting with cuts always, chat, please. Bells and Lock. Like, this is cute, right? I think we need to move this slightly away from cute and a lot more onto the thing you want to be doing, which is making your opponent's tutor. Like, I'll keep the good demons that are, like, doing some funny stuff. Like, Archfiend of Depravity is pretty decent. Like, Venom Crawler, it's like, Plague Drone is close to being okay. Just random Dread Presence like it's 2016. Oh, it's so cool. I love these kinds of simple cards so much. Is there a certain way you have people sending in listeners at random? Read the description of the YouTube stream type. Unless you sacrifice another creature. Like, I can see why your deck wasn't working. No offense. Tabarax. I like Royal Assassin. I like this art the best, though. There we go. I want to like Burnished Heart as a fellow elk. But let's take it out. I like Hunted Horror. Dream Devourer can stay. No, it's cool. I like it. It's just kind of a dead draw late game. But just don't draw in the late game. Easy. Yeah, wow. Diabolic Tutor's a little mid. In Garrick's Wake, Rise. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need Rise, at least. In Garrick's Wake, probably not either. Staff of the Death Magus. Whoa! Wow. This deck makes me nostalgic. Does that make sense? We're not really pinging people or, like, have a lot of small attackers. Like, this deck makes me nostalgic. That's the best way to put it. This is Unk Magic for sure. All right. We have a number of cards in our deck. All right, here's the truth of the matter. I'm going to be cutting. All right, Expedition map. Let's do Cabal Coffers. And we're not going to do Cabal Stronghold or anything, but I would like to keep the deck mostly swamps for Witch's Cottage and also for budgetary reasons. Like, we don't have to worry about buying an Urborg, right? I do want to keep this somewhat budget of an upgrade for you. And then I'd probably add one Malakir Rebirth. This is an expensive card, but it's worth it. So Malakir Rebirth. Choose target creature. When that dies, whatever. But then it's also a land drop if you desperately need one. I like these Feigned Death effects, but only with ETB creatures. And we might be adding those. Vasquez Contempt's also just not playable. Murder. Brave Purge is okay. Doomblade. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So, we have Defile already. Let's add Mutilate. We have all swamps. It's kind of just like a free Wrath. And it's not as expensive as Damnation. Right? And once again, I've already said this, new nouns. I'm not adding Cabal Stronghold because I want Witch's Cottage to work. Like, imagine the game where you draw Witch's Cottage, Cabal Coffers, and then it's like, let's just do the Expedition map thing. All right. So, we have Scheming Symmetry, but we need Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin first is a search. That is the next edition. We can cut a couple swamps now. Great news about Field of Ruin. Even though it is not a swamp, it does replace itself with one. And it's a forced search. Now, a lot of people go, oh, but now we need Crucible of Worlds. It's like, no, you're thinking way too hard. Instead, what we're going to do is add Grim Servant. Grim Servant. When this creature enters the battlefield, search your library for a card with mana value less than or equal to your devotion to black. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. You lose 3 life. Your devotion to black's going to be high, but even if you only control this creature in Ob Nixilis, you can get Saw in half. Guess what you can do once you have Saw in half? You can Saw it in half. Now you get 2 Grim Servants. This is 9 life, keep in mind, but you get Scheming Symmetry, right? Grey Merchant of Asphodel is also very good here. But I think Grey Merchant's eating too much into Ob Nixilis' terrain, where our life loss is like, we want to win with Ob, guys. So I'm going to recommend Bloodletter. Bloodletter's not budget, but opponent losing twice as much life during your turn. Pretty insane. I think what I will do is I will give you a backup plan, Exsanguinate. This is less volatile than Gary, where you're like, you want to tutor it for all the time. But in the games where it's turn 10, it's nice to just have a kill everyone button. All right, now let's add Malaran. This is of the Morn Song. Morn Song? Malaran of the Morn Song. It's $43. I'm so sorry. You have to pay for this. You cannot not run Malaran. Torment is cooler than Exsanguinate. You're just wrong. Tinfoil Slacks, you are mistaken. Twitch YouTube chat, type 1 if Torment is cooler, type 2 if Exsanguinate's cooler. Anyway, Malaran's in, and then we need to do Malaran... Marilyn, rather. Whoops, I just typed the same exact card. Morn Songs, whatever. Morn Song Aria. Players can't draw cards or gain life. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches the library for a card, and then puts in their hand and shuffle. Oof. Okay. So, still have a lot of cards we need to add. Let's get to it. We have Varragoth already in the deck. We have Field of Ruin. We need to offset the life loss. Torment is way more fun. I just disagree. I like the life gain synergy better with Exsanguinate. Exsanguinate's a lot more funny to me because of the life gain synergy. Okay. So. Let's think here. Let's do like a Cryptghast kind of situation. I think Cryptghast is broken as hell. All right. I think we do need some amount of animates. Are there any other forced searches besides Varragoth, Field of Ruin, Scheming Symmetry? Butcher of Malakir? No. Demolition Field? Demolition Field does not force the search. Demolition Field does not force the search. No. No. What it's like. Demo is Strip Mine then. Also good. No, not entirely the best way to be thinking about it, I think. Varragoth can target them. Yes, and Varragoth is already in the deck. That has been mentioned. Varragoth, Scheming Symmetry, and Field of Ruin are already in the deck. What else can we do? Or are these the only 3 cards that force the search? I like the idea of Withering Torment. Feed the Swarm, I'm getting a little bit iffy about. Does Camber first to search for Lorraine if you target an opponent? No, sadly not. So my thought is then we need to instead focus on looping Field of Ruin and stuff. And that's going to probably look like looping Scheming Symmetry in mono black. Interesting. How are we doing this? We could also do land looping, but that one I'm less interested with because I really, really don't like Crucible of Worlds. I'm also just going to cut No Mercy. I'm generally unimpressed with this card. Why not run Recursion for Symmetry? That also gets other black cards in a pinch. So I don't know how if you know how black works, but you don't return instants or sorcerers to your hand, at least not easily. There's exactly one card that does it, and it's from like Portal. It's like something Quan. I don't even remember the name. No Wishclaw Talisman. Wishclaw is an interesting idea. It's just like they don't use it. And it only works after your commander's out. Why bobble over 2 mana rocks? Cabal Coffers. How about the Undercity dungeon? The Undercity dungeon does it force a search? Or is it May? I think it's May. Initiative. Undercity. Search your library for basic land card, reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle. Yeah, the first room of the Undercity does force a search. But like, can you run Mornsong Aria instead of Marlin to save money? Both are in the deck. Both are in the deck. Okay, I like From the Catacombs. It's just a good reanimation spell. That's probably it. Like, I don't like a lot of the rest of these. It's kind of Ghostly Prison. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to pay 10 life while my commander's in play? The answer is probably no. All right, so moving on. This is a Lightning Greaves kind of deck. Lightning Greaves just interacts so well with Varragoth, interacts so well with Obnixilis. Normally not a big fan. This is a deck that uses it well, though. All right, moving on. We can run Kervek. I'll spell it right eventually, guys. You just need to believe me. There's no E's in his name. There we go. Kervek the Punisher in. So, whenever you commit a crime, exile up to 1 target black card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. If you do, you lose 2 life. So, what you do is, you go Scheming Symmetry. That's a crime. And then you go exile my Demonic Cancel, cast it. And then next turn you go like kill spell or like Withering Torment, your thing. Cast Scheming Symmetry for my graveyard using the Kervek. I'm not adding Opposition Agent. Opposition Agent's too strong. We're officially entering like bracket 4 kind of combos with Oppo Agent plus, especially with Dark Ritual in the deck. Like, too good. Too good. Too good and just not the play pattern this deck wants. This deck wants to use Ob to kill opponents. All right, I want to keep the additions. This is not a terrifying deck. This deck is so mid. It's sad. So we have a bunch of more additions. I think I want to focus on life gain. I don't know why the Changeling Outcast is here. I want to focus on life gain. Mindslaver is funny. What if we did Worst Fears instead and just forced them to tutor? That could be cool. So now we have the Worst Fears, Wishclaw. Now it's the time to add Wishclaw. Because Wishclaw is a combo with Worst Fears. Where you go Wishclaw you. Or Wishclaw, give it to you. Worst Fears targeting you. Then you Wishclaw for them, give it back to yourself. And then now you have another tutor to go get Scheming Symmetry. Like, this is a perfect late game card. Reanimate. This is just a good way to get Ob out of the graveyard. And we can go more reanimatory if you want to make this a big demon deck again. But the thing is it's just going to be like Villas, Broker of Blood. I am a little concerned, though, actually, about your life situation. Valgavoth? Yeah, Valg. I'm worried about the life gain in this deck. So Valgavoth, Terror Eater, Villas, Entomb, which should be lower in price now because it got banned out of Legacy. It's not, but... let's just do Lively Dirge again. 3 mana Entomb isn't the best, but Buried Alive. Then we do Bone Shards, which lets you discard a card. And then Bitter Triumph. Vicious Battle Rager, you cannot tell me, is a half-decent card. This is not a half-decent card. Yeah, the Lively Dirge also just lets you put Bloodletter into play, which is broken. Very strong. All right, we have 16 more additions to work with here. Let's do Animate Dead. A Ravenloft Adventurer to counter Grave Strats. I would rather add a Bogart Trawler, because you can get that off the scheme, or the Lively Dirge. The Black Green Sun Zenith here. Oh. Let's add a Mind Stone. Keen Duelist. You just have a high mana value. Like, let's just go. Go ahead. Protection Racket. I don't like Protection Racket because it permanently exiles, and that feels really bad. In this deck specifically, where we don't have a lot of redundancy for some of our important stuff. Sandsport? I don't like Sandsport, I'm sorry. I would almost rather add Worn Power Stone to this deck. Off-Nat Goat is really funny. Toxic Deluge is funnier. Once again, though, how do we gain life here? I do not want to do Grey Merchant. Parker Luck. Yeah, Parker Luck's around. It's just ugly. It's fine. Let's just have the one Keen Duelist. We're okay. I want to gain life in this deck. This is just kind of turning into Mono Black Slop. I don't know. It would be Mono Black Slop if I had... This is Mono Black Reanimate. I don't know, dude. You're not allowed to go Mono Black Slop. We're not running Grey Merchant. We're not running Torment. Yeah, Mono Black Slop. Fucking worst fears. Get out of my chat. Get out of here. Don't give him his coat. Beat him to death. Tree of Perdition? That doesn't gain life. Whip of Erebos. We're getting there. We're getting there. Maybe Quarcy? You can entomb this and then put a flying or lifelink counter, right? There's also that one artifact that does it too. Scavenged Brawler. 4 counters, flying counter, vigilance counter, trample counter, lifelink counter. That's fun. Do we make enough mana for exsanguinate? Points at Cabal Coffers. Points at Cryptcast. Anyway. Scepter of Eternal Glory, it's just expensive, and I don't want to increase the price of this deck, like, astronomically high. Is Kokucho still, like, $1 billion? I think the answer is yes, sadly. It's $20. If we get the okay from the deck builder, then I'm fine with adding this over Gary. And the reason why is that this does kill people. It doesn't kill people as hard as Gary does, though. Mask of Gristlebrand, it's in there, yeah. I guess that's fine. Kill my wallet. Understood. 07 soldier. I got you. Yeah, let's do Bloodthirsty Conqueror then. I wanted to add a Exquisite Blood kind of effect to this deck. Where just like, you lose 10 from Ob, I gain 10. Unfortunate to wallet. So I think our ramp is fine now. I want to kind of just move into 8 cards. That would be really funny. How can we recur Field of Ruin without running like a dead card like Unstoppable Slasher? I don't want to add combos like that to this deck. Once again, the main focus is Ob. Focus on Ob. So, Field of Ruin. How do we recur this without running a dead card like Crucible of Worlds? Prototype Portal Sculpting Seal Liquid Metal Coating combo. I don't think I'm going to be adding that to this deck. It's only for creature cards for black for putting stuff back on top, sadly. Mono black regrowths? There's no mono black regrowths except for the one portal card. I think we can just add more reanimates to this deck. Tavash? No, I'm not adding Tavash. That's just so not the point of the deck. Does Demo Field work? Demo Field does not work. It has the word May in it. Field of Ruin forces the search. Creeping Blood Sucker for cheap lifesteal? I don't like how slow it is. Any good Coiling Rebirth targets? Yeah, like Kokusho. Riot Stormcloak, by the way. Thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. If you got a sub from Riot Stormcloak, make sure to thank them. All right, so we're 92 cards in. We need 8 more additions. Petrified Field. I don't want to add more lands that are not swamps. You know what? I think we're fine. Let's just get a couple more reanimates in here. I think we're going to go Necromancy. Necromancy. Phyrexian Delver. And then also, by the way, Grim Servant is a Phyrexian Delver. And an Entomb. Because you can get Entomb or Reanimate. And then we're going to get... Then we're going to get Vile Entomber. Yeah, we can add more spot removal too. It's not very light. I think very light's a very strong thing to say. We can do Consuming Corruption though, which helps with life gain. Resurrection Orb, Just do like Soul Shatter. Just kind of a nice efficient card. Another discard outlet would be really good. Tortured Existence. It's so close to being good. Stinging Study? Stinging Study isn't bad. Scare Tiller? I'm fine. I'm looking for a discard outlet, really. Alright, Collective Brutality. Very good one. Discard a card, escalate. So you go, lose 2 life, I gain 2 life, kill your creature, or reveal your hand, I get your counterspell, -2/-2, and then I discard Valgavoth, and then I reanimate the Valgavoth, and you don't have a counterspell for me anymore. That's pretty good. Siphon Mage, eh. Let's do Sangromancer. I'm generally not a fan of, like, Sangromancer, but, like, it does gain a lot of life, especially if you're forcing people to sack. And then we can just do, like, make an example is a fun inclusion. Right? You factor fiction everyone's boards. Divide your board in half, however you see fit. I pick the pile that you sack. And then Sangromancer triggers a bunch, you get a bunch of life, which offsets all the life loss that this deck is doing in order to get advantage. All right, let's play test. I'm going to not do a Soul Ring hand. Okay, drop. Field of Ruin. Next turn. Swamp, Keen Duelist. All right, reveal. You lose 3 life. I lose whatever card you reveal. Next turn. 1, 2, 3. Here's Worn Power Stone. Next turn. You lose 4 life to Bloodletter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Next turn. You lose 0 life. Draw. Even if Bloodletter's removed here, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring back an Ob. Next turn, you lose 0. 1, reanimate Bloodletter. And then this is already 20 life loss with the fucking... Oh my god, you just kill someone. Field of Ruin you. You lose 20 life. Get a Swamp. 1, 2, 3. Mornsong Aria. Can't draw cards or gain life, everyone. Pass. Beginning of that player's upkeep. They lose 3 life. They search the library for a card. They lose another 10 life. And sack another creature. We don't draw this card. Instead, we tutor. Like, right? Like, this is just... Someone would have gotten enchantment removal, let's be honest. But, like, that looked pretty good. That's a lot of life loss happening. To at least one player. Like, you're killing someone that game. Swamp. Next turn. Swamp. 1, 2. Keen Duelist. Every opponent searches with field. True. Yeah, you're right. Each opponent would have lost 20 life there. I forgot how cards work. Let's Wayfarer's Bauble here. You lose 2 life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sangromancer, just hold up Defile. Defile your creature, gain 3 life. Swamp, Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ob. We could have probably weaved a Grieve somewhere. I don't think we could have, actually. Anyway, here's Ob. Next turn. Swamp. 1, 2, 3. Mornsong Aria. 1, 2. Sign in Blood, draw 2. Expedition Map. Next turn. Wait, don't play land drop. Expedition Map, Cabal Coffers. Cabal Coffers land for turn. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 mana. 8. Worst Fears you. 1, 2. Lightning Greaves on Ob. Like, insane. This is turn 7 Worst Fears. That's pretty good. We've done it. Sign in Blood before Arya. I see it. My fault. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Once again, just kind of pacing through that the play test there, but yeah, this is insane, right? Like, we're good. My last recommendation is if you really want to kill your wallet, instead of Sangromancer, run Shieldred. But Shieldred is expensive. If you don't want to buy a Shieldred, you can just run the Sangromancer to start off with and then trade for a Shielder later or something. Sangromancer's a totally okay replacement for the meantime. Why not both? This one's better than the other one, and we don't really have a lot of space for both. But, all right. There you go. I think this is about good to go. And it's awesome. Mono Black Slop, by the way. From those playtests. Mono Black Slop. I can't believe that comment. Urza's Cave, tutor coffers. What I don't like about Urza's Cave is if you draw it while you already have coffers in play, you feel like a fucking moron. You feel like a turbo idiot. That's what I don't like about it. It's possible that because it's also a Field of Ruin deck to like win the game, like you could go Urza's Cave. That's something to consider. It's not necessarily like, I would not call this a no-brainer. There is downsides to running this card, especially without Urborg. Yeah, you can crack for Cottage too. I get it. It tutors lands. Yes. Understood. Listen to what I just said. If you already have Cabal Coffers out and you draw this card, you feel like a moron. Anyway. Deck's done. Hooray. Thank you for getting a deck review.